Snoop Dogg is right. Oh my goodness. So I know many of y'all may be upset, especially the progressives, right? The progressive left, the lefties, the hardcore liberals. I know some of y'all may be upset with Snoop Dogg. Now, for those of you who may not know what's going on, is that Snoop Dogg was talking about how he took his kid to see Lightyear.
Took my grandson to see, what was the movie with Buzz Light?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
Yeah, with Keke Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter.
And in Lightyear, there is a lesbian kiss scene, okay, where it's this black chick who's with this white chick and she got a child. And Snoop Dogg's talking about, what is this, bruh? He's like, because the kid was talking about how do they have a baby? That's a woman. That's a woman. How do they have a child?
The lady, which is Keke's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, man, she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman.
Huh? And Snoop was like, I don't want to be put into this. Why y'all putting me, in this position? Like, these are kids.
So it's like, I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for. It threw me for a loop. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids that we have to...
And here's the thing. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care who you are. But what you have to understand is that Snoop Dogg is right, okay? It is what it is. Now, I know people want to talk about, but Lucas, there's the alphabet, okay? The LGBTQIA plus and all that, all right? What you have to understand, I hear you. I hear you. Now, do I believe in, discriminating against the alphabet? No, not at all. Do I believe in attacking the alphabet? No, not at all. Do I believe in being hateful towards the alphabet? No, not at all. But one thing y'all have to understand is that it's not normal. It just is what it is. And it's nowhere on the planet seen as normal. But that being said, that doesn't mean that you can't treat people with respect. It's the same thing with trans. That's not normal. It just is what it is. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't treat these people who have this affliction with respect. It's simple as that. One thing you have to understand that when it comes to the alphabet, that over 99.9% of the world, especially in the USA, is heterosexual. One thing you have to understand that how you got to this planet is via heterosexuality. Another thing you have to understand, whether it's via design and you believe in God, or whether or not you believe in evolution, or whether or not you're in the middle and you believe God created evolution, that regardless, you got here through heterosexuality, all right? That means man likes woman, woman likes man, they shooky and produce offspring. That is how it works. That's how it will always work. And even a kid, Snoop Dogg's kid, understands this. If somebody were to be born blind, you would be like, oh yeah, that's normal. No, that's abnormal, okay? So you not liking the opposite sex is not seen as normal. That is abnormal. However, we understand that some people may have abnormal afflictions, abnormal behaviors, abnormal, deformities. The list goes on. But at the end of the day, hey, you don't harm me, I don't harm you. Go ahead. By all means, be about your business. I don't mind. Doesn't mean anything to me. Someone who's born, trans, or they believe that they're, in the wrong body, I wish them the best. That sounds like a horrible place to be, okay? I wish them the best. I'm gonna be, as respectful as I can, all right? It just is what it is. The best way to describe this for people who may not understand, like, I don't get it. That just sounds like homophobia. That sounds like, I understand. Best way to describe this is like the uncanny valley. When you see like a person, but it's like, that's not really a person because the lip shape is a little off, the skin, something about the skin is off. It makes you uncomfortable. It makes you weird. It's like, that looks like a human. It's supposed to be a human, but it's not really acting like a human. It gives you this weird gray area. That's how it feels for everyone else.
He's out of line, but he's right.
I don't hate, the uncanny valley, right? What's that movie with Tom Hanks where he's like the conductor and everything? It's like, I don't hate the movie. I don't hate the actor. It just looks weird, right? It just like, what's going on? Because it's not natural. But it is what it is. I'm just letting you know. Now I've heard all the arguments. I'm just letting you know how the vast majority of society, of the world, goes about this.
Right to jail, right away.
So when it comes to certain adult behaviors that deviate from the norm, such as, Rob Bushy Smith and that lifestyle, such as when it comes to women having children, okay, and without a man, it's like, well, how did you get the child? Now I have to go down the rabbit hole of how do women get a child, right? And whether you like that, that is their choice. Okay, it is their choice as parents, all right? If people of faith, which makes up the majority of the country, and out of the top 3 religions, don't co-sign this, all right, which is, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, don't co-sign this behavior. Just is what it is. So keeping that in mind, that doesn't mean we have to be bigoted towards people, but it also means that, hey, I don't want to see this when I'm going to a family film. I don't want to see this when I'm seeing it. I remember Blue's Clues was doing drag shows. If you think that's okay, then you are the problem. You're the outlier. You're the minority in this situation, because anyone with kids, anyone with siblings understands that's not what they want to show to their children.
Brother, what's that?
But I find it hilarious that people are trying to attack Snoop Dogg, talking about, oh, what about his music? Oh, Snoop has done this and that. What Snoop has done has been for adults, okay? Snoop, not to my knowledge, has ever presented, hey, this new rap song that I'm doing, it's rated G, okay? It's rated E for everyone. That's never been the case. I'm just letting you know that's never been the case. But when we have a movie like Lightyear, all right, and films like that, that is rated for children. So it's very different from what Snoop Dogg and his track record and his music and his career has been. So I just want people to understand, if you believe that parents get to decide for their children when it comes to trans, hey, I met with a professional and they've decided my child is trans, and so I'm going to put them on puberty blockers and hopefully hormone replacement. Fine. That's what you want to do. That is your right as a parent, and I believe that every parent hopefully has their child's, best interest at hand. By that same token, we have to respect the parents, the vast, overwhelming majority of parents who do not want to expose their children to, alternative lifestyles, we'll say. It's the best way to put it. Furthermore, this isn't really Black American culture.
Wake up, nigga.
This is an African culture. This is white European culture. That's what this is. This is their type of behavior. This is what they do. They've done it, men on men, women on women, women on dogs. That is their behavior. That is their lineage, okay? That is their culture. That is not our culture. So if y'all want to see that with your white kids and everything, by all means, knock yourself out. I ain't got a problem with white people experiencing white culture. Sure. But don't try and hate on Black people when they don't want to experience your culture. Our ancestors didn't engage in that behavior. Our ancestors' ancestors didn't engage in that behavior. That is solely their culture, okay? And we see how their culture has permeated Black culture. And we see what Black culture permeated with white culture gets us. Will they get us Snoop Dogg's music? Will they get us Sexy Red? Will it get us Cardi B? That's what happens, all right? That's why we've been very much trying to say, no, that's not ours. That's y'all's, okay? That's y'all's trying to make a profit, because that's all y'all care about. You don't care about the country. You don't care about your fellow white man. You don't care about anything except the dollar bill. Now, having said all that, what I will also say that it's very too much late for that. I've talked about this ad nauseum prior years, where I was like, listen, they're using Black history to solidify themselves in history. Okay, they are latching onto Black history when it comes to civil rights. They're trying to say as far as their behavior is tantamount to civil rights. Their fight is tantamount to civil rights. When Black people had to go through, and we had our Black leaders who didn't say anything. And it just is what it is. I didn't see not one Black protest of one of these Black leaders co-signing this foolishness. So what they have done is that they have put the alphabet on the same level as heterosexuality. And if that is the case, as we've seen, then yes, you have to teach it in schools. Then yes, when you see it in films, there should be some representation. Then yes, All of this should then be normalized. That's what you have to understand. There shouldn't be a problem with it. There should be no problem as far as whether it's a man or a woman, whether it's a man or a man, whether it's a woman or a woman. That's what they have done. So if you want to change that, I mean, you can, by all means, good luck. But you have to understand that, yeah, you're going to start seeing this in more kid shows. You're going to start seeing this in more family-friendly shows. We even had Modern Family. What did Modern Family comprise of? Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Well, not like, look, that's bigoted. Okay, that's bigoted homophobia. That is disgusting. Okay, we need to move forward. Or listen, we can move forward. Just keep your sexual proclivities to yourself. That's all I'm saying. Don't put them in a kids movie where I have to watch it with my child and I got to explain why two men have a child, because he knows that men can't have children. That's all we're saying. Parenting is difficult enough. We ain't trying to deal with your foolishness. That's all. Never mind. We won't go there. Anyways, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Disagreement days are Thursday through Saturday. There'll be a number on screen. You call in, we duke it out. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think and subscribe and all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing. This isn't really Black American culture.